Welcome back to the channel. The ocean waves crash against the Malibu shoreline, but the real storm is brewing inside the Spencer beach house as a mother's fierce, unyielding wrath collides with a calculated predator's ambition. The air is thick with unspoken threats, and the battle lines are officially drawn. I cannot believe they did that. Seriously, I am sitting here typing furiously late at night because I am so incredibly worked up over what we just witnessed on our screens. I mean, are you seeing this? Melissa Dillon just waltzing into Will Spencer's beach house like she already owns a deed to the place even when he isn't there? And Katie Logan Spencer catching her in the act? Oh my god, the sheer audacity of this girl is actually making my blood boil. I've been watching this show for years, and I have seen some incredibly shameless gold diggers in my time. But Dillon is taking the absolute cake right now. She didn't just cross a line, she obliterated it and then set up camp on the other side. But wait, I need to back up for a second because I have to get my thoughts in order before I completely lose my mind over this story. So, we all know that Will and Electra Forrester were happy. Like, genuinely happy. They had that sweet, sweeping romance that you root for even with all the Forrester and Spencer family drama constantly threatening to tear them apart. And yeah, Will made a massive mistake keeping those business secrets from Electra, and sure, the fallout was brutal, but they were real. And what does Melissa Dillon do? She waits in the wings watching this beautiful relationship implode, and the absolute second they split up, she swoops in like a vulture circling a wounded animal. Because she knew. She knew exactly what she was doing. She didn't come to Will because she cares about his broken heart. She came to Will because she saw an opening to the Spencer family vault, and she took it. I am sorry, but am I the only one who sees right through this sweet innocent assistant act? It is so painfully obvious that she is playing a massive game of chess and Will is just a pawn. And then there is Katie. Oh, Katie Logan Spencer. I have been Team Katie since day one, and watching her step into that beach house and absolutely lay into Dillon was the highlight of my entire month. Katie was furious, and honestly, she had every single right to be. Imagine walking into your son's home, a home he is currently using to heal from a devastating breakup, and finding his opportunistic ex-roommate strutting around like she's the lady of the manor. Katie didn't just ask what she was doing there. She demanded to know exactly what Dillon was up. She blamed Dillon for blowing up Will and Electra's relationship, and honestly, where is the lie? Dillon's presence, that whole "we just fell asleep on the couch" nonsense, it was the final nail in the coffin for Will and Electra. Katie sees it. We see it. The only person who doesn't see it is Will, because he is too busy moping around Spencer Publications and letting his older brother Wyatt yell sense into. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the absolute goldmine of evidence Katie has against this girl. Dillon isn't just some random rebound. Dillon is turning out to be a calculated, manipulative gold digger, and Katie knows it in her bones. Remember that scene where Dillon was literally sitting there researching the Spencer estate? I mean, come on. Who does that? You don't just casually Google your new crush's family fortune unless you are actively planning how to spend. Fans have been calling this out for weeks. We saw her looking up information on the Spencer empire, calculating the net worth, figuring out who holds the keys to the kingdom. She wants to be a member of the Spencer family so badly she can taste. Is she trying to move up in the world? Or is she drowning in some massive hidden debt that we don't know about? Either way, she is looking at Will like he is a walking, talking ATM machine, and Katie is the only security guard standing in her way. And let's talk about Katie's maternal instincts for a second, because they are unmatched. This is a woman who has literally fought for her life, survived heart transplants, battled postpartum depression, and gone toe-to-toe with the most ruthless people in Los Angeles. If you think she is going to let a girl who lied about her name to Wyatt, remember the whole Nancy alias, weasel her way into her son's life and bank account, you are completely out of your. Katie is determined to get the goods on Dillon and expose her secret. She knows there are skeletons in this girl's closet. People who use fake names and research family trusts always have skeletons. Katie is going to dig and dig and dig until she finds the absolute worst thing Melissa Dillon has ever done. And I am so here for it. I am literally cheering at my screen every time Katie glares at her. Okay, back to the point, because we have to talk about the massive glaring red flag that is Remy Prince. Remy Prince. The fact that Dylan is related to Remy is so disturbing on so many levels. Katie was right there when Remy's deepfakes resurfaced. She saw the absolute chaos and destruction he caused. He almost got electrified. He terrorized people. He proved that he is a dangerous, unhinged manipulator. Remy has a history of underground dealings and trauma with Elektra. He is unpredictable, dangerous, and obsessed. The fact that Dylan shares DNA with that kind of chaos is a massive strike against, and now we find out that Dylan is his cousin? If bad decisions and toxic manipulation run in that family, Katie has every right to be terrified for Will. I mean, think about it. Dylan never mentioned Remy before he resurfaced this last. She kept that family connection completely hidden until she couldn't anymore. What else is she hiding? Katie is looking at the Remy connection and realizing that the apple probably doesn't fall far from the deeply messed up tree. So, what is Katie's next move? Because you know she isn't just going to sit back and politely ask Dylan to leave. No, Katie is going to call in the cavalry. And by cavalry, I mean the limitless terrifying resources of Spencer Publication. I can absolutely see Katie hiring private investigators, digging into Dylan's bank accounts, her past addresses, her employment history. And she might even ask Bill Spencer for help. Now, this is where things get incredibly complicated and so juicy. Bill loves Will. Bill wants his son to be happy. But Bill is also a massive hypocrite who firmly believes that Forresters and Logans shouldn't mix, or in this case, Forresters and Spencers. Bill has been pushing Will to get over Elektra. So, what happens when Katie comes to him and says, "We need to destroy Melissa Dylan"? Will Bill actually help Katie? Or could Dollar Bill look at the situation and think, hey, if this Dylan girl keeps Will away from Elektra and the Forrester family, maybe she's not so bad. I swear, if Bill Spencer sides with Melissa Dylan just to spite Ridge and the Forresters, I am going to scream. But it is such a Bill thing to do. He might try to convince Katie that Dylan is a good thing, a necessary distraction to sever Will's ties to Forrester Creations. Once, can you imagine the blowout fight between Katie and Bill if he refuses to help her take down Dylan? Katie has already alienated her entire family over her business moves and her defense of Will. If Bill turns his back on her crusade against Dylan, Katie is going to be completely isolated, fighting this war entirely on her own. And honestly, a cornered Katie Logan is the most dangerous Katie Logan. But we have to address the massive elephant in the room, Will Spencer himself. Katie's entire plan to investigate and expose Dylan could backfire so spectacularly if Will finds out what she is up. Will is currently staggering through the wreckage of his love. He is vulnerable. He is hurting. And he is desperately trying to prove that he is a grown man who can make his own decision. Will is defensively whining and acting pathetic. He is so obsessed with Elektra that he can't see straight. He is a prime target for a predator like Dylan, who is aggressively calculating her every move while acting like a sweet little angel. If he catches his mother running background checks on the one woman who is actually giving him the time of day right now, he is going to absolutely explode. Will is convinced he knows what he is doing. He thinks Dylan is just a sweet, supportive friend who happens to look great in a bikini. He doesn't see the calculated predator that Katie sees. If Katie pushes too hard, she is going to push Will right into Dylan's waiting, greedy arms. I know some people are loving this dynamic, and I see the comments on Twitter and Facebook saying that Katie needs to back off and let Will make his own mistakes. But personally, I completely disagree. Will is not thinking clearly. He is acting out. He's getting into brawls at the bikini bar. He's accidentally punching Eric Forrester in the face, which, by the way, I am still recovering from. Will is a mess. He needs his mother to step in and protect him from someone who is clearly taking advantage of his fragile state. Katie believes Dylan needs to be stopped, and I am 100% in her corner.